Okay, I think what I'm going to put on what we're about to do at the tutorial level. So I love. I, there are a lot of us out here who love the. Uh, excuse me. 737 800. And for that matter, Zebo's done a phenomenal job getting it up to speed, making it work, and giving us Xplaners something really, really neat to work with. Um, so I thought today we're going to take a flight out of, where are we? It'd help to know what we're going out of Friedman Memorial in Haley, uh, and this is about a 540-mile trip, and we're going to fly to San Francisco. I hope we have the right approach for San Francisco. I think we are coming in on a 228 right over the water. I think we are. It's just really pretty, so I'm hoping we got that. Uh, and this is a beautiful area we're in, and I can already tell that one of the things I have to be sure of on our leaving this area is my altitude. Keep very close tabs on altitude. This is a kind of airport I would not want to take off at night from until I knew it really well, until I was very familiar with it. But in any case, we're cold and dark. Uh, I just wish I had a British accent. Somehow, when a British accent really makes you sound a little more like what you know what you're talking about. But I'm not a real commercial pilot. I'm a drone pilot. But I've spent countless hours. And I tell you what, 30 years of my life, I have loved the 737, that model. Since its advent, since it was produced, it's just been a neat plane. And I've gotten to where I'm warming up to the Airbuses, but I do like this one. So, in any case, we're on a quiet, cold and dark 737. We're about to get going here and start our pre-flight. um, I will be using checklists, but I'm not going to take you to the point of boring on the checklist. But we're going to be careful because it's important not to miss any steps, especially if you're just starting out. And I will tell you, when I first started flying, most of my flights were night flights because I was flying for Allegiant. They were nighttime, and it was so dark. There was no margin for error. I don't care what anybody says. Doing the night flights is not like a like an easy low-hanging fruit thing because you have to pay so close attention to your altitudes at those. So anyway, for my particular setup is I've taken the seats out of the 737. I do that because it's easier for me to back up and get a backup view here and not have the seat in the way. I just like that. And for the purpose of what we're doing, the yoke's not there. First steps. The first thing you do after putting power to things, so we need some power to do this. We're going to start the IRS alignment, put both your dials to nav. Let's go down, and because we're going to be lighting up the APU in a second here, and make sure that everything's working. Test. 3 greens is what we should see there. Gear is down in the down position. Thank you, Q8, for kind of getting me acclimated to some of these safety tests. This would be important if this were a live flight, and if you want to set any of your dials you can, but with that, we'll make sure there's no other tests we're going to do here. Can't do those yet. Alright, before I start going down the list, I go straight to the APU and let's get it going. Takes 2 times. Well, the first time you push down the start, you're going to get the oil light, and then you start it. I'm going to go ahead and bring these fuel pumps up here. I do not like that little anomaly there. Alright, and we also want to make sure that we have our position on steady and anti-collision on, but I go ahead and cut these lights up. Let's go ahead and get them on. And if you see here, the APU is ready to come up. You ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be taking off in just a few minutes. Flight attendants, please prepare the cabin for departure.
And no, we're not about to take off. Okay. Now, let's go down the list here. Yaw damper.
Okay, the cabin is secured. Have a good flight.
Center pumps do not come on initially unless this is a longer flight, but even for refuel, and I don't know if that's policy, that's just what I do. Okay, so don't go back to an airline saying, hey, I'm saying that's what I do. And some other pilots I watch really pay particular to that. Then we're not changing anything there. You notice your voltage, everything is where it should be. Buses right now that we're on, APU buses, are the ones that we're using. Runway, all that does not happen until you'll see it at a different time. I'm going to go ahead and turn on window heat. I'm not turning on the probes yet. And I'm going to turn on these 2 hydraulic pumps. Packs will stay off. I don't need those, and the APU bleed needs to come up. That's where we get our pressure from. And our cabin altitude will need to stay at 350 for this flight, so it's already set. And smoking stays on all the time. And I'm going to go ahead and put belts at auto. Now we're gonna put our position in here. So we start out with a net ref on the FMS. We're gonna go to GPS left or right, doesn't matter which one. Bring that over to set IRS position, and the minute you do that, we wait for some nice colors. And then we can now go to our route. So we got a route. And I just requested it through our ACARS. And we're going to load that. Activate. And when we activate that, we're going to execute it also. If we go down to legs now, you start just checking your legs. You're going to see those discontinuities, but I'm going to hold off on fixing that until I put in my arrival info, departure arrival. So this is a virtual flight for Delta, so this is a SkyWest 5698. We're not an Embraer. We're actually going to change that. Because we are a Boeing 737-800. We're going to load that. I already have loaded or like created my information in SimBrief.
Good evening, ladies
There we
and
go.
gentlemen. On behalf of Delta Sky Team and our global partners, welcome on board your Delta flight going to San Francisco International Airport. As you're making your way to your seat, we kindly ask that you please step into your row and out of the aisle as quickly as possible to allow those passengers behind you to make their way to their seat as well. If you're traveling with a larger rollerboard, please place it in the overhead bins, either wheels or handles first on either side of the aircraft. Keeping in mind that the overhead bin space is shared space, so if the bin directly above your seat is already full, please go ahead and utilize the next available space. If you brought in a second item with you, such as a briefcase, tote bag, laptop bag, backpack, you can go ahead and utilize that space under the seat in front of you, so that we can utilize that overhead bin space for your larger bags without having to check them plain sight to your final destination. Feel free to utilize your mobile phones, tablets, and e-readers while we're here at the gate. However, once we close our boarding door, you must please place these items into airplane mode or turn off your cellular service. So I'd like to thank you all for choosing to fly Delta. Welcome on board.
The reason that they're going so fast is I do have the time accelerated for loading, so that's why we're not doing real time for the sake of the length of the flight for our viewers. If I thought it really served a purpose, I would go slower, but for those moments, if you're just chilling and you have time to go through everything, awesome. But just for the sake of your time, I'm speeding that part up. Okay. Fueling just does take a hair longer. And also, while all this is happening, you notice the passengers haven't loaded yet. If we go over here to this no smoking, if you turn it off and then back to either auto or on, that will initiate when passengers come on. So I'm not sure if it's a requirement the fuel has to be loaded before the passengers get on the plane. I'm not sure, but I'm assuming maybe yes. I mean, it works for like buses. So we'll get that going. You hear them? So the passengers are now loading. They load awfully fast.
Ground to flight deck, fuel is all loaded up and you are good to go.
As soon as I see 100% right here, I'm going to head to the FMS again, and we're going to go to our performance numbers. And also, there's something else, little tool that I don't use as much on here, but performance takeoff. We should be.
Attendants, prepare your doors for departure, please. Cross-check and all call.
We should be going off on runway 13. Conditions are dry, obviously.
All right, we've got everyone strapped in. Give us a ring if you need anything.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Delta Sky Team and our global partners,
There we go, and our takeoff weight is 66.1 right here. Our cargo. Eight. Automatic, let's see, is okay. Max, optimum, KSUN. Our winds are 32. See how it ended at 331 at 32.
for your safety. We'd like to thank you all for choosing to fly Delta. Welcome on board.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have received our final paperwork and we are ready for immediate departure. Before we can move the aircraft, all passengers must be seated, position seatbelts securely fastened, with tray tables and carrying items stowed, your seat backs in the upright and long position, and your aisle armors are lowered.
QNH is 30.14. And our reserves is 1,000. Takeoff flaps 15. And that's 142. Altitude is 35, although will be stepped up probably. And flight directors are active and auto throttle armed. And our 3014 is our QNH. I have it set to synchronize when I put it in, where it shows up here and it also shows up here correct, so it synchronizes itself. Okay. Alright, we have those numbers loaded. Several ways to do this, but like our first waypoint here, what it says here 5,000, and then the next waypoint's Nova, which is 159. Sometimes I'll line that up right here with my heading. We'll hold off on that till we get our IFR clearance. Let me introduce you to our co-pilot, Brian. Brian, how you doing?
Doing well, Steve. Ready for a smooth flight today.
Alright, you're in charge of all comms on this flight.
Got it, Steve. I'll handle the comms from here.
Would you please get our IFR clearance?
I'll contact ground for our IFR clearance.
Haley Ground, SkyWest 5698, requesting our IFR clearance, please.
I'll have your clearance in just a second.
That bothers me. Just means that the building's not complete.
SkyWest 5698, cleared to San Francisco, radar vectors Nova. Then is filed, climb and maintain 9,000, expect flight level 35010 minutes after departure. Departure on 118.05, squawk 2744. And I know it's not what you filed, but you can expect runway 31.
Haley Ground, SkyWest 5698, cleared to San Francisco. Radar vectors Nova, then as filed, climb and maintain 9,000. Expect flight level 350 10 minutes after departure. Departure on 118.05, squawk 2744, anticipate runway 31.
SkyWest 5698, read back correct?
Alright, so we had a runway change. That's not like a showstopper, but it does mean that I've got to go in here and we'll change our... Let's see how much that changes things. So we're going to tell it we're going to depart on runway 31. So let's put Nova right here. So we're going to put 143 here. No, excuse me. That would be bad. We're going to put 143 over here. The more work you do on the ground, the more you can enjoy the sky.
Romeo, ready to copy IFR clearance to Amarillo. I'll have your clearance in just a second. Amarillo, radar vectors, Haley, minutes filed, climate maintain 9,000, expect 310, 10 after departure, departure 118.05, squawk 5254, expecting runway 31, American 2450. American 2450, read back correct.
Right. And we're going to go ahead and get a pushback and start also here, and then we'll do our next part of our checklist and set configurations. Brian, go ahead and get our pushback and start clearance.
I'll request pushback and start clearance.
SkyWest 569 or 8 requesting clearance for pushback and engine start.
SkyWest 5698, pushback and engine start approved, tail northwest.
Ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go. Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
And by the way, our takeoff runway, that's cool. It's cool the way this highway is here. So our takeoff runway is down there. That's weird. I noticed that. So 13, I'm looking for like indicators for 13 because it's got numbers here. My only assumption is that a lot of smaller planes don't need the whole runway.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed. Ready to connect.
That must be. Just kind of weird. That's a nice little community. This must be businesses. All this here must be the business. But yeah, it's out in the middle of nowhere.
Tow connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake. Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Flight attendants, prepare your doors for departure, please. Cross-check
Alright.
and all call.
And add fuel at
Once
25.
again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome on board your Delta flight. So in just a moment, we'll be showing you a brief presentation on the safety features of this aircraft. We kindly ask that you please direct your attention to the video monitors and flight attendants in the aisle, even if you are a frequent flyer. Thank you so much.
Welcome aboard, and thank you for choosing Delta for 100 years and counting.
Delta.
Delta. Delta.
Delta Airlines.
The health and safety of our customers and crew is our #1 priority and the shared responsibility of everyone on board. So, before we depart, please pay attention to this important message. Stow all carry-on items in an overhead bin and place smaller items completely under the seat in front of you.
Larger electronic devices must be placed in a
Engine
bag.
what?
Handheld portable electronic devices, including mobile phones, should also be secured.
Keep the
Operation
aisles,
complete.
exits, and
Go ahead
bulkhead
and set the
areas
parking
clear.
brake.
If you lose an electronic device in your seat,
Disconnecting
please
tow.
do
Stand
not
by.
adjust your seat and ask a crew member for help.
As we leave the gate, fasten your seatbelt by inserting the metal tip into the buckle and adjusting the strap so it's low and tight across your lap. To release, lift the top of the buckle. If your seat has a shoulder harness, attach the metal tip to the fitting on the belt. To release, push the metal tip down. Stay seated with your seatbelt fastened when the seatbelt sign is on, and keep it fastened whenever you're seated in case of sudden rough air. In the event of rough air, the crew might also need to buckle up for safety. We appreciate your understanding if our
Roads.
service is interrupted.
On.
Federal regulations require all passengers
Packs.
to comply
Auto.
with all crew members' instructions, along with the posted
Buses.
placards
Engine buses
and lighted
on.
information signs throughout
Tow
the
is
cabin.
disconnected and bypass
Smoking,
bin has
off.
been
vaping,
removed.
the
Hand
use of
signal on the right.
e-cigarettes
We'll
or
see you
any
next
Lead
time,
off.
smokeless
and have a
product,
safe flight.
including chewing tobacco, is not allowed on any Delta flight. Federal law prohibits tampering with,
Landing lights
disabling,
on.
or destroying restroom smoke
Engines 2
detectors.
continuous.
There are 8 exits on this plane, 8 doors, 4 on each side. Each door has
Flaps
a
to
detachable
5.
slide that can be used
No,
as a
15.
ramp. In the event of an evacuation, leave
I say
all
5
bags
because I
behind.
do 5 clicks.
Carry-in baggage will slow the evacuation. All
Anti-skid
exits are
to
clearly
RTO.
marked with the green exit symbol. Locate the nearest exits and remember, they might be behind you. If we lose power, lights will illuminate the aisles to guide you to an exit.
It's unlikely, but if cabin pressure changes, oxygen masks will drop from the panels above your seat and inside the lavatories. Reach up and pull a mask or streamer down to start the flow of
It's a
oxygen.
cool view.
Remove any face covering and place the mask over your nose and mouth. Slip the elastic strap over your head and adjust the mask if necessary. Breathe normally and note the oxygen is flowing, so don't worry if the bag doesn't inflate. Be sure to adjust your own mask before helping others.
A water evacuation is also unlikely, but just in case. Life vests are in a compartment beneath or adjacent to your seat. To use, remove the vest from its container by pulling on the tab and then opening the pouch. Slip the vest over your head. Wrap the strap around your waist, attach it to the buckle in front, and adjust securely around your waist. As you leave the plane, inflate the vest by pulling down on the red tab at the bottom, or manually inflate it by blowing into the tube at shoulder level. A water-activated light is attached to each vest. For children under 35 pounds, place the vest around their waist and secure the strap between the legs. See your safety card for more information. Additional life vests for in-lab children are in marked compartments at the front and rear of the plane. We'll distribute these vests if necessary.
Before takeoff, bring your seat to its upright position and stow your tray table, footrest, and leg rest. Be sure you fastened your seatbelt low and tight across your lap, carry-on items secured, and armrests are at resting position, or as otherwise indicated on the placard in front of you. If you have a suite door, ensure it's open. See placard instructions inside the suite door for opening instructions in case of emergency. Finally, take a moment to review the safety information card in your seat pocket.
As we finish our safety check, please let us know if you have any questions.
As we take off into the future, sit back and relax. And from all of our crew, thank you for flying with Delta, today and for the next 100 years.
For review, by the way, we're using Say Intentions is our ATC that controls ATC, all of our traffic. Anything you hear on this is from ATC on say Intentions and our co-pilot, and also we have another person with us. Her name's Millie. Millie is my AI mentor, and if I have questions along the way that I don't know what I'm doing about, or maybe I just forgot something, or I have an alert, I have a buzzer bell that goes off and I need help, she can actually help. Hey Millie, how you doing?
I'm doing great, thanks for asking. Let's focus on the flight. Do you have any questions about our clearance or the departure procedures?
I think I'm good now. I'm about to get my co-pilot to get our taxi clearance, and we're heading to runway 31.
That's great. For your taxi clearance, you can say ground SkyWest 5698, requesting taxi to runway 31 with information India. Make sure to read back any instructions they give you. You've got this.
So in other words, you can cheat, but Ground SkyWest 5698, we are ready for taxi clearance. We have information India, and we're ready to go to runway 31.
SkyWest 5698, taxi to runway 31 via Bravo, Bravo 7.
Runway 31 via Bravo, Bravo 7, SkyWest 5698.
And pilot monitoring makes sure that I respond. So sometimes if I'm trying to focus on flying, that's what the pilot monitoring's for. I can focus on the flying part, and Brian can take care of that other part. Anybody old enough to know who Brian's song is, or what Brian's song means, or where it's from? That's how old I am. I'm an old fart. It was a good movie. Alright, it's supposed to be sterile right now. Sorry. Last thing we'll do when we get to the runways, we'll check our flaps, our auto brakes, and we will also start our chronometers and check the runway number. If you remember a flight that was that Kentucky, where they tried to take off on the wrong runway, didn't have enough room, and killed a bunch of people, and remarkably co-pilot survived that flight. Alright, confirming that's 3-1. And Brian, we're ready for our takeoff clearance. Chronometers are started.
I'll get our takeoff clearance.
Haley Tower, SkyWest 5698, holding short of runway 31. We're ready for departure.
SkyWest 5698, Haley Tower, runway 31, winds 320 at 8, cleared for takeoff.
We need to check our V speeds.
Runway 31, cleared for
and
takeoff.
I know what I did wrong.
SkyWest 5698.
See right here what I did? I don't know. This is why checklists are here. The last thing that I had to do is change runways. It reset our V speeds. So I'm going to go back in here now. we're still at flaps 15. 142 is still going to be our V2. Our rotate is 136. Once we take off, we have been instructed to climb to 9,000, and but before we even get to 9,000, we're going to be given some further instructions to continue climbing. And in the event of RTO at up to 80 miles per hour, we'll have enough runway to come to a complete stop. All right. Brian, repeat what ATC told you.
Steve, ATC cleared us for takeoff on runway 31, winds 320 at 8.
All right. I'm going to be putting a little forward pressure on the yoke as we continue to accelerate to our rotate speed. And I'm going to hit this N1 button right here. I'm doing it. I actually have an MSD in front of me, but I'm going to hit it on my MSD here. You're going to see that light up, and you're going to start our acceleration. Right rudder, a little right rudder there.
Knots. V1. Rotate.
Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Flaps to 5. Flaps retracted.
Skywest 5698, contact departure on 118.05.
Switching to departure on 118.05, Skywest 5698. Salt Lake Center, Skywest 5698 morning, climbing through 6,000.
Skywest 5698, Salt Lake Center, radar contact, turn right heading 070, vectors to Nova, then own navigation.
Right heading 070, vectors to Nova, then own navigation. Skywest 5698.
TCAS was not activated.
Skywest 5698, climb and maintain flight level 260.
Climb and maintain flight level 260. Skywest 5698.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we climb to our cruising altitude, I'd like to extend a special thank you to each of you, and a welcome back to our SkyMom members and Million Milers.
Hooray.
Your business and loyalty are greatly appreciated by the entire Delta family. For your safety and support, remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience any unexpected rough air.
Skywest 5698, contact Salt Lake approach on 128.5.
Overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shit
Salt Lake approach on 128.5. Skywest 5698.
Now reach an altitude where it's safe to use approved electronic devices, and a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you.
Salt Lake departure, SkyWest
On today's
5698
flight in
morning.
the economy
Contact
cabin, it'll be our pleasure to offer
for
you
flight level
complimentary
260.
Coca-Cola products, Starbucks coffee,
SkyWest
water
5698,
juices,
Salt Lake
a
departure.
variety of
Good morning,
complimentary
altimeter
snacks,
30.14.
as well as a selection of our fresh eat items and all-day goodies. Beer, wine, and spirits are available complimentary for our first class and Delta Comfort Plus passengers, as well as available for purchase for the main cabin. A complete listing of available beverages, as well as of our fresh eats items, can be found in the menus in your seat pocket. Please be reminded that Delta accepts only major credit or debit cards for onboard purchases of beverages and snacks. However, you can use your Delta SkyMiles American Express card to save 50% and earn double miles on all Delta purchases. For your enjoyment, each seat is equipped with your own personal entertainment system. On it, you can view a selection of complimentary as well as on-demand TV shows, movies, and music. You will find that this screen will work best with just a light tap of your fingertip. Feel free to use your own headsets. Otherwise, if you do need a headset, just let a flight attendant know they are yours complimentary for this and any future Delta
flight level
flights.
300.
Climb and maintain flight level 300. SkyWest 5698.
It's a great shot of the airport we just took off from here. Right there in that little valley. But it also shows you, you hear, I was getting messages about terrain. We're at a much higher elevation already, and that was what that was from.
SkyWest 5698. Contact Salt Lake Center on 118.05.
Contacting Salt Lake Center on 118.05. SkyWest 5698.
And go to standard.
SkyWest 5698, Salt Lake Center, climb and maintain flight level 350.
Climb and maintain flight level 350. SkyWest 5698.
Let's line up our bug. And we're currently 497 miles from San Francisco. And I'm hoping it is 28 right we come in on. I'm not putting them in the active place yet, but I have it loaded in case I need it. Logo off and wheel well off. And we're actually going to take our fasten seatbelt signs to the off position. Alright, things should be rather uneventful for the next 200 or 300 miles. That's famous last words, isn't it? Uneventful. Anyway, I'm getting some coffee. Leaving it to my co-pilot for a moment. Go get you some coffee. And we'll finish out this flight. It'll take us, like right now we're at about to we're at 300. We're about to be at 350. Our with our speed, it won't take us long to get there. Millie, how fast are we going in miles per hour?
We're currently flying at a ground speed of about 443 knots, which is approximately 509 miles per hour. That's pretty fast. Keep an eye on your speed as we climb.
We're monitoring cabin pressure right now. It looks like it's beginning to normalize, or I want that to be here. I want it to stay there for the whole. It'll vary just a little bit, but that's where we derive our cabin pressure. Millie, on the 737-800, why, even when I have my cabin pressure set at 350 on auto, why do I sometimes get the beep or the buzz of an alert like cabin pressure is off?
That's a great question. The alert you hear could be due to a few reasons. Sometimes the cabin pressure may fluctuate slightly due to changes in altitude, or if the system is adjusting to maintain the set pressure. It's also possible that the system is detecting a minor leak or an issue with the pressure sensors. Always good to check the cabin pressure indicators and ensure everything is functioning properly. If it continues, it might be worth discussing with maintenance after the flight.
It does look like cabin pressure has returned to the zero normal on the dial.
That's good to hear. A stable cabin pressure is crucial for comfort and safety. If you ever notice fluctuations again, check the cabin pressure control settings and ensure the system is functioning properly. It's always good to keep an eye on that.
That's the one thing about the 737 that I don't like, or I don't know if it's the Zibo or if that's more real to life on a 737, but that the buzzer and the cabin pressure, it's not the first time I've had that. I have everything set as it should be, but we'll see if when we're at 350 now, we'll see if it doesn't really even out. Because we're at this, we should be at the same altitude, but I know with the mountains and the peaks and the valleys, I don't know if that has something to do with it. And it's California; everything's always in flux. That wasn't appropriate, was it? Hacking on California. All right, Millie, give me my miles per hour.
current ground speed is about 443 knots, which is approximately 509 miles per hour. Keep up the great work.
Coffee time. All right, guys. We'll be back on together in maybe about 10 or 15 minutes.
SkyWest 5698, contact Salt Lake Center on 132.25.
Contacting Salt Lake Center on 132.25, SkyWest 5698. Salt Lake Center, SkyWest 5698, morning, maintaining flight level 350.
SkyWest 5698, Salt Lake Center, good morning. SkyWest 5698, Salt Lake Center, contact Oakland Center on 128.8.
Switching to Oakland Center on 128.8, SkyWest 5698. Oakland Center, SkyWest 5698, morning, maintaining flight level 350.
SkyWest 5698, Oakland Center, good morning.
So Brian, while I've been out getting coffee, have you been flying the plane?
98 Oakland Center, expect the BDJ-4 arrival. Descent in about 20 minutes.
Expect the Jacob 4 arrival. Descent in about 20 minutes. SkyWest 5698.
Oakland Center, flight 75 Charlie with you, flight level 250. Pilatus 7853, Charlie, Oakland Center, good morning. Pilatus 53 Charlie, contact Oakland Center on 134.3. 134.3, Pilatus 7853 Charlie.
SkyWest 5698, can you confirm that our arrival runway is 28 right?
SkyWest 5698, affirmative. Expect ILS approach to runway 28 right at San Francisco.
Two eight right, SkyWest 5698. Right, ILS frequencies are programmed. Our landing weight, why don't we say 62? VREF add 5, so we're going to be adding 5 to our VREF. Our current VREF is 141, so we want to make it 146 at full flaps. Okay. We're 179 miles outside of San Francisco, and you really have to follow their instructions to the letter coming into, I guess, LA or San Francisco, because you can end up hitting a mountain quick if you're not paying attention. Not that we wouldn't be paying attention, but you just have to be careful. Let's look at our descent info. Forecast, descent winds. we can pull our descent winds in manually. That probably wouldn't be a bad idea. Forecasted winds, descent. Let's go there. We're going to want to put in 300. $250 and 150. Uh, 300 is going to be 350 at 39. And 250 is going to be 000 at 30. And 150 is 110 at 01, so pretty insignificant. Basically, wind's calm. Okay. I want you to notice, man, the cloud, the mountain peaks or the elevations can really get crazy. But it's funny because when we get to San Francisco, I think the elevation at San Francisco is 19 feet. So yeah, it's all over the map. Yeah. So VNAV, we've been operating off VNAV and LNAV almost the entire flight except for some vectoring at the beginning, and now we'll let VNAV carry us down, like descend us. We should be getting an indicator here in just a moment. Descend now indicator, meaning we can just start the descent after we get cleared, probably around the time we hit legs. Yeah. And I'm going to say she's going to tell us to descend to 160. Should be her first or his first instruction to us. Brian, we're ready to start our descent if you want to go ahead and get our clearance to descend to 160.
I'll request descent clearance to 16,000 feet.
Brian, did you already request?
Yes, Steve, I already requested the ILS approach to runway 28, right?
No, Brian, did you request for get our descent clearance to 160?
I'll request descent clearance to 16,000 feet.
Oakland Center, SkyWest 5698, requesting clearance to descend to 16,000 feet.
SkyWest 5698, descend via BDIGA 4 into San Francisco.
Descend via BDIGA 4 into San Francisco. SkyWest 5698.
Please prepare the cab for arrival.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our initial descent. At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your seatbelt. And if you've removed any items from the overhead bins, please begin to restow them at this time. Please check around your seating area and the seat pocket in front of you for any cups, glasses, or other articles you wish to discard. And kindly hand these items to the flight attendants as they make their way through the aisle. Thank you so much. We should be landing in approximately 15 to 20 minutes.
She's always a little optimistic on the time it takes us to get down to the airport, but we're 106 nautical miles outside of San Francisco, and we're at 320 descending. Millie, I have a stupid question for you. Is it just me, or do you seem to descend faster in California?
It's not a stupid question at all. Descent rates can feel different depending on several factors, including air density, terrain, and weather conditions. California's varied topography can create unique descent profiles. Plus, if you're flying over the mountains, you might notice a steeper descent due to the terrain. Always good to stay aware of those factors.
She's just trying to make me feel good. It does feel like I'm descending faster. It does. All right, we're already have run through some of our things, but so we're on the descent. Verify our landing altitude, system and approach ref. We've done that. VREF is set. We have to add. It's having us add 5 barometric minimum or have already been set 30.04. Auto brake as needed. We have it set for 2. We have the auto brake set for 2, which should be plenty on a runway, the long runways in San Francisco. We'll save approach.
United 157, climb and maintain flight level 350.
SkyWest 5698 unable. We need to maintain 245 knots.
SkyWest 5698, maintain 24245 feet.
Maintaining flight level 24245, SkyWest 5698.
SkyWest 5698. What I meant was we need to maintain 245 knots. We cannot maintain 280 knots at this time.
SkyWest 5698, maintain 245 knots.
Maintaining 245 knots, SkyWest 5698.
That was my mistake, because the way I said it was confusing. I still think it's amazing AI can figure that out sometime. We've really got a lot of ground to cover because we're at 260. I'm going to try to do a little bit more of an aggressive descent. Not aggressive, but 1500. Let's try 1500.
5698, speed 280 knots.
SkyWest 5698 unable, must maintain 245 knots.
SkyWest 5698, maintain 245 knots.
Maintaining 245 knots. SkyWest 5698.
Coffee. We've covered a lot of ground considering we actually took off at an hour and 17 minutes ago. So good time, making good time. Now something I'm going to go ahead and do. So VNav is got, you see our different VNav altitudes. I'm going to go ahead and take us down to our approach altitude and let VNav navigate it for me. So and then VNav will help to make sure that we hit those marks, because it's important with the mountains and the peaks and valleys. We don't overdo it or underdo it. So I'm going to go back to VNav.
SkyWest 5698, speed 280 knots.
SkyWest 5698 must maintain 245 knots. Cannot do 280.
SkyWest 5698, maintain 245 knots.
These aren't
245 knots. SkyWest 5698.
These aren't the droids you're looking for. Okay. Right, time to reset our flight directors to 280. This is a 737 thing because I think on the Airbuses I don't have to do that. Yeah, there's a place still on the 767 where I think I do put my heading. I've never tested to see how important it is, but yeah, there's a place for it. And we're confirming on that heading. that on the approach that it has to be. If it's not, sometimes it's a little bit off, so it is. It's actually 284. And the missed approach, or the go around on here, is 3,000. Captures 3,000 also.
SkyWest 5698, speed 280 knots.
SkyWest 5698, unable, must maintain 245 knots.
SkyWest 5698, maintain 245 knots.
Maintaining 245 knots. SkyWest 5698.
I've reset our heading angle, or our bank angle, to 25. I was supposed to reset that at 300, but I didn't.
Speedbird 1234, heavy, speed 280 knots. 280, no. SkyWest 5698, contact NorCal approach on 128.325.
Switching to NorCal approach on 128.325. SkyWest 5698. NorCal approach SkyWest 5698 morning, descending past 16,000.
SkyWest 5698, NorCal approach. Good morning, San Francisco, altimeter 30.04. Expect the ILS runway 28 right approach into San Francisco.
ILS approach runway 28 right, altimeter 3004. SkyWest 5698.
You see the Golden Gate Bridge there. It's pretty cool.
SkyWest 5698, descend and maintain 4,000. Turn left heading 130 vectors for the ILS runway 28 right approach.
Descend and maintain 4,000. Left heading 130 for vectors to the ILS runway 28 right approach. SkyWest 5698.
about to light it up. So, we're only 12 miles from the airport. We're really like pushing it on the descent. What I'm really pleased with is the controlled speed control through the descent. That's really good. It's really been good. Honestly, though, I think we still have to get on the other side of this. So we're coming in at San Francisco, but he's going to have to get us to the other side of the airport on this. So I think we're okay. Speed brake, and I'm even going to go to flaps 1.
United 1754, San Francisco departure, radar contact. Clear direct Westla. Climb and maintain flight level 210. Delta 534 Heavy, contact NorCal approach on 135.1.
Alright, we're looking good. Looking in good shape, yeah. So that is us. That's our airport. But we're being taken to a waypoint on the other side of the airport. We're on vectors right now. But I'm going to put Cephid in that place there. But I'm not going to activate the LNAV for that. I've just got the next vector as CBIN, which I think he's taking me to a position to line up on ZBIN.
SkyWest 5698, turn right heading 155.
Turning right heading 155, SkyWest 5698.
He must be setting us up or something. I would appreciate it if you don't run me into a mountain.
SkyWest 5698, turn left heading 020.
Left heading 020, SkyWest 5698.
We're 18 miles from the airport right now.
Alaska 518, direct routing approved. Proceed direct to Stims.
Negative 518, direct to
And we're going to 15 flaps.
SkyWest 5698, proceed direct CPIN. Descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 28 right approach.
Direct CPIN. Descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 28 right approach. SkyWest 5698.
Thousand to go.
He did an excellent job getting us there. That was good. Really good.
Cessna 123 Alpha Zulu, San Francisco departure, good morning. Livermore altimeter 30.00. Altimeter 30.00.
All right, we're 14 miles from the airport.
SkyWest 56.
We've activated approach.
We're established on the ILS approach for runway 28 right.
Our VREF is +5, meaning 141, 146 is our VREF. Winds are like at 1 or 2 miles per hour, so we're in good shape there. We're at 2 on our flaps. Speed brake is armed, and we just captured. Alright, we're stable. We are 8 miles from the runway. Flaps are at full. We have set our VRAF 5 above, which was 141, so we're at 146. We're currently still on auto throttle. But I take that back at 1,000 feet. Usually I take that back. We're currently at 2,000 feet. So.
Prepare the cab for arrival.
And ladies and gentlemen, the double ding indicates that the aircraft is now on its final approach. And we have...
Let her talk to them. All right. Must be another runway, because it picks up the closest runway. Oh, here I am. I'm coming in this way. See if you can find me out there. I can't see myself. Okay. Throttle's mine. That's a beautiful, like,
200.
wow, that water's so, like, clear.
100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Reversers engaged.
SkyWest 5698, welcome to San Francisco. Contact ground on 121.8.
Reversers off.
1.8. SkyWest 5698.
Captain has parked the aircraft at the gate and turned off the seatbelt sign. This will be your one and only indication that it's safe for you to get up and move about the cabin. Please be reminded to
San
use
Francisco
caution when
ground,
opening the
SkyWest
overhead bins.
5698, morning.
To
We've
prevent
cleared
injury,
runway
articles
28 right
that
and are
may
ready
have
to
shifted
taxi
around.
gate.
You can now use your mobile phone and other
SkyWest 5698, San Francisco ground, taxi to North Parking 4 via Delta Charlie. Have a great day.
Must remain stowed.
North Parking 4 via Delta Charlie, SkyWest
We invite
5698.
you to visit delta.com for all your future travel needs, including checking in for a flight and managing your SkyMiles account. If any of you should have questions regarding ground transportation, baggage claim, or any other information, a Uniform Delta agent meeting this flight will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. On behalf of Delta Sky team, our global partners, and flight crew, we'd like to thank you all for flying with us. We've enjoyed having you on board and look forward to the opportunity to serve you once again. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening. Flight attendants, prepare doors for arrival, please. Cross-check and all call.
77 Alpha Golf, pushback approved. Contact ramp on 119.9 for tug assistance.
I don't like the way they have their markings on the pavement. They're harder to see. I think I understand them now, but I didn't at first. Okay. I think I get it. Alright, always once you're here and before you do anything else, ground service, get the GPU going. No, this is not realistic, but you don't get a GPU that fast, I don't think. In any case, take it. Alright. Engines, fuel coming down.
Prepare doors for arrival, please. Cross-check.
Had a good touchdown there, 81 feet per minute. Cannot knock that. And let's go back and watch it again. All right. That was good. That was a really good that was a good landing. You like my I don't know even where I got that livery from, but I love that Sky Team livery. It's not real flashy. It's not as kind of clean looking, but it's good. All right. I'll see you guys on our next flight, which probably won't be